So today, do we wait for some more time, Pankaj ji?
Yes, sir. A few minutes we will wait.
Yes.
Mm.
So, Aryan, in which school do you study there? You are on mute. Aryan, you are on mute.
My
Yes.
school name is
In
Secret Heart Senior Secondary School.
which school?
Secret Heart Senior Secondary School.
Where is that school?
In BRS Nagar, Ludhiana.
Acha, in Ludhiana. Okay. And you are in. You said you are in class 8, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't hear you, sir.
So you are in class 8 or 5?
No. Five, sir.
5. So do you read lot of books?
Yes.
And your friends also they read a lot of books, or you only read lot of books?
I don't know. I have never
Aryan,
asked.
listen carefully, beta. Why you are
Yeah, yeah. No, Aryan, I was asking. In your school, you have your friends. In your friends, do they study books like you study?
No, they do not study about astronomy and scientist.
Oh, so in the school, do you ask your teacher questions in
Yes.
astronomy?
Yeah.
In the school, no? Do you ask your teacher questions when you say they teach you science and all that?
Sometimes.
Okay, okay. So,
sir? This is the self-study. Actually, he is about the astronomy book. No any help in any teachers and any schools. No any classes.
which book do you study, Aryan, in astronomy?
Sir, many books like a book about black holes and encyclopedia of planets and
Okay.
the brief and the special theory of relativity
Hmm.
and
Okay. So, no, but
And
special theory of relativity is very mathematical. So, do you go through that?
sir, I do not understand it properly, but I understand it little bit.
No. Yeah, yeah. It's always. See, when you start, no, we all understand very little bit, then a little bit more, then little bit more. So gradually it increases. So on the very first day, you can't know everything. So gradually you keep on knowing things.
So I have noticed in that books, I noticed that gravity effect, light, time, and mass.
You have?
I have noticed that in that books, it is mentioned here that gravity affects light, mass, and time.
Right, right. Yeah, it does. So, where are your other friends, Apeksha and others? They are not coming today?
I don't think they would come.
That's it. Hello?
So, Aryan, you want to say something? Please, you any plan to share with sir? Whatever you want to share with sir.
Sir, I want to talk about the solar system.
You want to talk about? No, first we'll start with the last week. I asked you a question that why it is hot in summer. Today it was very hot in Kolkata. I don't know why. So why it is hot in summer and cold in winter? So
Because
I wanted your other friends also should join to hear your answer. So you have figured it out. You have understood. You can answer this question.
yes, in summer the light is on the earth at a step angle is on a angle, and does not the light is concentrated on a part. Light
Hmm.
is concentrated on a part.
No, in summer the light is concentrated on Earth, is it?
Yes, sir. On that specific
But why?
point.
But why? Why is it concentrated on Earth?
So because the sun rays is hitting the earth at a angle.
Between the Earth?
At an angle.
No, at an, so why it gets concentrated if it is at an angle?
Ah, so I have not think about that.
Okay. And in winter, what happens?
The sun rays is not concentrated.
Hmm. No, the answer is correct, but you have to explain this. See, in science, what happens is that everything that I say, or you say, or your father says, or your teacher says, we should try to question in our mind that why it is true. Suppose I said that Earth is round. You should ask me now, how do you know the Earth is round? Isn't it? How people came to know that Earth is round. So always in science there is a reason behind it, and only the things for which there are reasons we accept that, and rest we don't accept. The rest is just a, you see, anything no in science goes through first a thesis, then hypothesis, then a theory, then sometimes if it is very well there it becomes a law, you know. So I say, suppose I say anything, you should in your mind ask yourself, try to go to library, ask another person anyway, but you should get convinced. Without getting convinced, if you learn something, no, you will forget it very soon. So you should get convinced. So the answer which you gave is correct, actually, it's correct. But then my next question would be that why in summer it gets concentrated and in winter it is not concentrated. Yeah, that is my question to you. How do you answer that? Now you must have seen, suppose on a paper, no, you take a torch and you take a torch, take a torch like this, and on a paper is there like this, and you shine the torch. So if it is perpendicular, no, you'll find the light rays are occupying less area. And if you tilt it, what happens? That same thing, though, that on the paper you will find it is a bigger area of light. Hello,
Yes.
have you seen? Have you seen? Did you understand this? Suppose you have a paper, just keep your paper like this, and then you shine a torch light. So you will find that it will make a circular bright spot will be there.
Yes.
And if you tilt your paper, you will find that bright spot will become bigger and bigger. Means same energy is falling on a bigger area. So that is what happens in summer. That more energy is falling in less area. So the earth becomes hotter. That part of the earth becomes hot.
Yes.
And in winter, and this happens why? Because of the tilt of the. Last time you had told that there is the answer was tilt. You are very correct. It's because of the tilt that in summer the the sun, because of the tilt, the sun goes overhead, and it makes the light rays, they fall on a smaller area, and it becomes hotter, isn't it? And if the same light rays, same amount of light rays, if they fall on a bigger area, then it doesn't, the temperature doesn't rise much, so it becomes winter. And that is done by this, sun, because Earth is tilting. So on one side, and after 180 degrees revolution, because of the tilt, first it is the northern hemisphere that gets the sun overhead. So the rays are focused, and we call it summer. Then after 180 degrees, the sun is overhead the southern hemisphere. So there it is summer, but we have a winter because the light rays are falling on a bigger area.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have a
Yes,
question.
sure.
I want to ask, what is nothing?
What is?
Nothing.
What is nothing?
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
wondering, how do we get nothing?
What is
Because
your answer to this question?
I
I
think
I I
I
I don't know
in
the answer.
the planet there is air, and air has more than septillions of molecules and atoms. And if we go in the solar system, we will find more than billions of them. And after we leave the galaxy, there would be that would be hard to find 1 or 10 particles, but there are another type of particles. Their names are vertical particles. And when we move out of the universe, after a certain after a certain distance, when the laws of physics does not work, and then we get nothing.
No, no. So what is your question? No, these laws of physics we don't know. We are just making a theory about it. That we you see, before the space rocket went on the moon, we were worried that whether the laws of physics they work on moon or not. But when the rocket landed, then we became sure that okay, the law which we have on Earth, the same law is followed on moon also. So as far as we know that we haven't yet come across any place where the laws of physics don't work. Everywhere laws of physics which we learn here is working. The only place we are worried about is that the time the Big Bang took place, that why the Big Bang started first of all. So there is no law of physics which can explain this. But then it happened. And there are many theories. We don't know that in future it was something we will know about it. So right now we don't know. They say that there could be places where laws of physics don't work, or the same law doesn't work. It works in a modified way. There are many people. They say that the universe is multi-dimensional, which means there are many multiverses. If you read in the books, you'll find multiverse, not universe. Uni is one, and
Yeah.
multiverse. There are many universes.
And other
So
thing I want to
yeah,
ask,
but mind you, these are all theories, and there is no proof of this. So this is not a part of science still, because in science, unless we have a proof, we don't accept it. I can say something. There are 10 universes. You will say no. There are 20 universes. Now neither I can prove what I am saying, nor you can prove what you are saying. Then I will not accept what you are saying, and you will not accept what I am saying, isn't it? So that is
sir,
how it is.
I have another question. Why
Acha, no,
is the
go back to other question. You asked, you told that there is a black hole. What is a black hole?
a black hole is an is is a region of space that where gravity becomes almost infinite.
Right. So what happens? Now, do you know that we stay in which galaxy? Do you know that our Earth and solar system is in which galaxy?
Milky Way, sir.
Milky Way. Now, Milky Way has a black hole at the center. Did you
Sagittarius star.
uh, did you know that there is a black hole at the center of Milky
Yes,
Way?
sir. Yes, sir.
In fact, so a black hole, the gravity is so much that the even the light rays, no light ray can escape from it. You see, the stars we can see because light rays come out of that, it reaches us and then we see a star. But the black hole, the gravity is so much that it doesn't allow any light ray to come out. So it is dark. Nothing comes out of this. Now, this is explained, the Newton started with the gravitation law, that there is something called gravitational force. But it so happened that after Einstein's special general theory of relativity, he explained it that what Newton said is partially correct. He said that actually the any any gravitational force, no, it changes the space-time curvature. So, if the space-time curvature is changed, even the light rays can bend. So light rays, suppose it is coming out of some star, when it passes through some big stars, it bends. And we have seen this effect using our telescopes. So it is a proven fact now. So that is what is called general theory of relativity, which tells that there is a space-time curvature. Space-time it gets curved. More is you'll have to read and you can ask me then. Acha, you are asking me a question. What about other people? Okay, Aryan, you can go ahead with the question you are asking.
So Rajnish is now
Sir,
joined.
why is the Andromeda will the Andromeda collide in 4 billion years? But why?
No, you see, all the galaxies, they are moving away from each other. But
Yes.
locally, no, there are galaxies in general. All the galaxies are traveling away from each other. So, but at few places, the stars and the galaxies, particularly galaxies, they have a motion that there is a chance of collision is there. So people figured it out that the Andromeda galaxy is coming towards the our Milky Way, and someday it will collide. In general, all the galaxies are moving away from each other. But locally, depending on what the gravitational effect is, the that expansion, that expansion effect, and there is a gravitational effect also. Both of them they play. Both of them are effective. So depending on if it is very near, then gravitational effect also plays a part in it, and the two galaxies can collide. In fact, it is happening quite frequently. Recently, people have seen two galaxies collide, but that is something like some 1,000 light years away. Two galaxies though collided. It was seen by the telescope. Oh, Apeksha has come. I can see. Hello, Apeksha.
Hello, sir.
You're late a bit today. Did you figure out the question why it is hot in summer and cold in winter?
So, because of Earth revolution and rotation,
Because of
Earth
no,
revolution and rotation.
yeah. So in science, what we do, suppose I say that because of the revolution of the Earth, so why it becomes hotter because of revolution?
So, because our as we know, our Earth move on a path
Hmm.
and it rotates also on its
Hmm.
axis.
Hmm.
So, when it rotates, the Earth's first one side came on the front of the sun. Then it became hotter and
No,
first.
Earth rotates in 24 hours. So we will get hot. The hot. We will get hot every day. Every day we'll get hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. Because Earth rotates in 24 hours only. But I see summer stays for 3 to 4 months, 5 months.
Yes, because of the revolution. It revolves. Our Earth revolves
Hmm.
and it
Yeah,
rotates.
Earth revolves in how many days? 365 days.
Yes.
Yes. Then what happens? Then why it becomes hot? Why does it? You see, when we have hot summer in India, in Australia now it is winter is coming there, and we are having summer is coming now. April, May, June, July it will be hot, and in Australia it will be cold winter. So why it happens? You said one is because of the revolution, but my question is, because of revolution, why it should happen? So you didn't get time to you must ask your teacher. You are in class 8, isn't it?
No, I'm in class 7th.
Oh, so class 7, yeah. So did you ever ask your teacher that why we get hot in summer and cold in winter?
No.
You should ask. See, we are you should understand. You should try to understand everything which is there around you. Actually, today I will take another question. Do you have any question, Apeksha? No, you should come with questions which you see around you, which you don't understand, and we'll try to discuss those questions. Aryan, you have any question which you think which is there around you and you don't understand?
No, sir.
No, if you don't have, then I have a question.
Yes, sir.
What is the benefit of using a pressure cooker? I want that you should learn it so that you can use pressure cooker and you can teach your mother also that what is the benefit of pressure cooker? Why we cook in pressure cooker? Apeksha, can you say this? Answer this question?
Yes, sir.
Yes. What is that answer?
Pressure cooker cook food quickly, deeply, and evenly, and may allows food to retain up to 85 of those water soluble vitamins.
Hmm.
Cooking
No.
in
You said the pressure cooker cooks. What did you say? Evenly.
yes, sir, deeply and evenly.
Now, what is the meaning of evenly and what is the meaning of deeply?
Deeply it means that it doesn't remains uncooked.
Oh, that can happen in so without a pressure cooker also. If you cook it for a long time, they will get cooked.
Yes, but cooking in open containers exposes food to oxygen and heat, which can lead to dulled colors and diminished flavors.
Uh, no, but in the No, yeah, acha, let us ask Aryan also. Aryan, do you know why people use pressure cooker? Why your mother uses pressure cooker? Do you know that?
Mm. Use. I don't know right now.
Aryan, what's the difference between pressure cooker and normal pot cooking food?
What? Your voice
What's
is
the what's the difference between pressure cooker food and normal pot food?
uh, they would have different taste maybe and different colors,
Colors. Okay.
smell
No,
and
no. Aryan, anything that you say, you have to explain it because both of you, Apeksha also wants to become a scientist, and Aryan also wants to become a scientist. So,
the
everything that
pressure
you say, we are
brings.
going to ask you why and how. Always, anything that you say, we will ask you why and how.
And pressure cookers build up pressure and then release it.
Build pressure and then yes, yeah,
Release.
that part is correct. And then
And then what happens? Guys.
so Apeksha wants to become a doctor. So if you want to become a doctor, you will find all the doctors, they sterilize gays and all that in a pressure cooker. So you'll have to use a pressure cooker. But you'll have to know first of all that why to use cooker at all. You must ask your mother also, your father also, that why we use pressure cooker, why not cook in a open utensil, tawa, lohia, vagara, etc.
Yes.
So I will just give a hint, and then you should discuss with your father and mother and maybe teacher also. So one effect we know that if the pressure, the water boils at what temperature?
Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Or
Yeah, but you'll be surprised that if you go to say Darjeeling, very hilly area, the doesn't boil at 100 degrees centigrade. It boils at 80 degrees centigrade only.
sir, why?
Yeah. So what happens is that water boils at 100 degrees centigrade if the pressure is one atmospheric pressure, which is the normal pressure, one atmospheric. But if the pressure becomes low, the water boils at lesser temperature. And if the pressure becomes high, suppose you go to somehow you create a very high pressure, then the water will not boil at 100, it will boil at say 110 degrees, 120 degrees centigrade. So one use is that suppose, so that is the reason in Darjeeling etc. if you go, people have a lot of problem using pressure cooker because the temperature doesn't go to 100 degrees centigrade. It just water boils at 80 degrees centigrade only. So the food gets cooked at 80 degrees centigrade. So the dal वगैरह ठीक से नहीं बनता है. So they need a pressure cooker. If they use in the open utensil, if they boil things, cook things, it won't get cooked properly. So that is why they will need a pressure cooker. Now, in pressure cooker, what happens that you put some water and you start heating it, then Very soon there will be a steam will be formed, and as the temperature increases, the pressure increases. And the pressure, a lot of steam is formed, and there is on the top, that जो whistle जिससे बजता है, that is there, that doesn't allow steam to escape. So steam remains there. So that as the pressure increases, the temperature increases. It becomes, so everything boils at 120 degrees centigrade. Then dal can be cooked very easily, you see, which you'll find difficulty in cooking. So the main function of the pressure cooker is that the water boils at higher temperature, so the cooking can be done faster. If dal you can cook in normal vessels, it will take suppose 20 minutes. In pressure cooker, it will take 10 minutes only. Is it possible? Now Amarnath ji has come. We are discussing. Amarnath ji, you are on mute. We are discussing why people use pressure cooker. We are asking young children.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, let's. Yeah, it's good to have like basic appliances. Let's
Yes.
give them theory behind it, like what is microwave oven everybody is using these days.
Yes, yes, yes. That is what I want children to know,
Yeah,
the common things
how,
which they.
how yeah how telephone works, you know, how the TV works.
Yes.
And we have come a long way. If you look at the Mahabharata, what happened? There was no TV. So the war reporter, Sanjay was the war reporter. He is the first war reporter who uh, directly, uh, broadcasted the war situation, what's going on in the field. No CNN, but he was able to do it. But for doing that, he has to use the special method which Lord Krishna gave him. But so we are better off than that period. Now we can see what is happening anywhere in the world uh, as it happens, no delay. So we have come a long way. I think people think that science is, in the past, we were more advanced. I think the other way around. We are more advanced now than any time in the past.
That is true. Yes.
Okay, students, yeah, so ask Mallikji questions, whatever
Yeah.
else you
So
want to know.
we were discussing. So Apeksha, can you this week you can ask your mother and your teacher that why to use pressure cooker, and you must come up with an answer. So then I'll tell you something which people are doing wrongly while using pressure cooker. If you ask your mother, mother means if you ask anyone, what they do, I find in many places they say, चार बार whistle बजेगा, then the rice will get cooked. Some people will say, पांच बार whistle बजेगा, तो rice gets cooked. Now the question is that is not correct actually. You see, the whistle जो बजेगा ना, वो अधिक टेम्परेचर, अधिक हीट देने से जल्दी जल्दी बजेगा. Suppose someone tells you that nahi, चार बार, your mother is not at home, your father is not at home, and you are using your pressure cooker, and you start cooking, and your mother tells चार whistle बजने से you think that your rice is cooked. But it depends on how much heat you are giving to the pressure cooker. If you give more heat, that four whistles will come very soon, and your rice will not get cooked. That is one thing. Second is the pressure cooker was invented also that if you open vessel, no, the steam, the energy, it flows out. It gets wasted. In pressure cooker, we should not allow, the whistle to come up. Then we save the energy. Because if the pressure becomes high, it is for safety reason, no, that whistle comes, that thing at the top, goes up, and you hear a sound. Otherwise, the whole, that pressure cooker body will burst. So that is a safety mechanism for steam to come out. The best, a science student will use a pressure cooker and will see that there is no whistle at all. Then you will have spent less energy, less LPG gas use and all that. Apekha, is it understandable to you? Hello, Apekha.
Yes, sir.
Do you use pressure cooker?
Yes, sir.
So do you go by the whistle? How much time it takes? Do you go by the whistle?
Yes, if I want to boil potatoes, then the whistle ranks till 2 or 3.
Yeah, but this two or three depends on how much heat you are giving. Suppose you are using a microwave, or you are using, of course, microwave you cannot use some other heating method, like say induction cooking. Then the number of whistles will change. LPG gas, maybe if you give more heat, then your number of number of whistles which cooks something, gets changed.
Yes.
Suppose you go to, if suppose you go to Darjeeling, and there if you say that no, 3 whistle में potato बन जाएगा, नहीं बनेगा. You may require some 7, 8 whistles.
Yes, because the temperature,
Yeah,
atmospheric
but
temperature.
but if you are a scientist, what you will do is that you will see that the whistles don't come because you are wasting energy in that. As soon as the full pressure comes, you reduce the heat, and so that it remains at the same pressure and no whistle is there. एक बार हो गया तो हो गया. Otherwise, you are wasting LPG gas. This gas is getting wasted. So by learning science, you can save money. You can cook faster. So Arian, you are having a question. Why don't you ask it now?
I have a question to Aryan and Apeksha. Do you know James Watt?
What?
James Watt.
Have you heard name
James
of James Watt? That's what his question is.
James Webb Telescope.
No, I couldn't make it out.
Your sound is not clear.
Sir, James Webb Telescope.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Go ahead. What did I say about opening the screen door? That's why I'm watching.
Apeksha, do you know?
I Yeah, I think he was an instrument maker. He was the inventor of steam engine. Am I right?
Pankaj ji, she has, Apeksha has answered the question.
Yes, yes, Apeksha, it's right.
Oh,
So Apeksha, you have any question which think that you are not able to understand something in your school or around in your house or something? Something
Yes, sir.
is
I
it?
have a question in bio.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Transplantation.
What transplantation? Heart transplantation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's a subject in biology. No, but the transplantation is a very simple thing. That suppose my heart is not functioning, then what they do is they take out my heart and place someone else's heart. That is called transplantation.
And like we have studied that without heart we cannot be alive. Then how this process take place?
The process takes place is that now there are artificial heart machines are there. Artificial heart means it is an instrument which functions like a heart. So once you take out the heart from that person, no, that all those arteries they get connected to that machine. So for the time being, that machine, the body uses that machine to pump blood and all that. And once the new heart is implanted, then they remove those connections and the new heart gets implanted. But the problem is that every human being is so different that sometimes our body doesn't accept the heart of someone else. So there has to be a lot of matching they do, then only the heart transplantation can take place. Do you know what is the function of the heart? See, heart is just a
Well,
pump. It is just a pump. What happens? The blood.
pumps blood to all the body parts.
Yeah, but how it does? You see, our body needs oxygen and all that.
Yes,
So what it does?
heart takes deoxygenated blood and pumps out oxygenated blood.
Yeah, how it? So what it does is that you see the lung is outside the heart. So the deoxygenated blood comes to the heart and it is pumped to the lungs. The blood goes to the lungs. In the lungs, while we are breathing, no, the oxygen it gets absorbed. So it collects oxygen from there, comes
Yes,
back
it is
again to the
called
heart.
pulmonary between lungs and heart. That the blood flows. It called pulmonary
Correct.
circulation.
You're very, very much correct. So there is a pulmonary valve is there, so that allows the blood to go to the lungs. In the lungs, the blood collects oxygen and becomes red, and again it comes back to the heart, and then heart again by compressing itself presses it, and then the whole thing flows into our body. So heart is basically a pump, actually a pump, but very complicated. And you'll be surprised that when this heart thing was getting discussed in 50s and 40s, so there was a doctor in USA. He wanted to do some repair of the heart, but how will he do it? Bypass surgery he was doing. I'm talking about the last century, 30s and 40s. So they used to connect the human heart. That time this machine was not there. Heart machine was not there. Artificial heart machine. They used to connect all the connections to pig's heart. A living pig.
Heart.
Sometimes it could be dog. So the dog also has a lungs. So the heart blood used to go to the dog's heart. There it used to collect blood and again come back. And during that time, he used suppose some valve is not working in the heart. So the doctor, by doing open heart surgery, he used to repair those valves. Now we have a heart lung machine actually that does the same work as a normal heart does. There are many books, you'll read very interesting things that how human beings, in 30s and 40s, they were doing experiments. In fact, in 52, it was done very successfully. It was done. Someone invented a heart lung machine. No,
And
this is a hard question, but you have any question in the house that you see that you don't understand why it works?
so, Apeksha, you
Sir,
Yes.
yeah, I just have in the past time when people was suffering from headache, the doctors were doing the hole in their head. Was it true?
Bloodlet.
They used to do hole in the head.
Yes, sir.
It is they do now also, not in the past,
So
but
what
now
is the
also.
theory between? What is the theory behind it?
Apeksha, to be very sure very much about it, I myself they did a hole in my brain actually. In the 80s, I used to get headache. So what had happened is that there was a blood clot, not in the brain. The brain almost has got 6, 7 layers to protect it. So it was in the upper layer, the blood clot was there, and that clot was growing. So it was
Yes.
pressing the nerves. So I used to get headache, if I used to work hard, and sometimes I had to stay in the night in the office, doing experiments and things like that. I used to get headache actually. So what they did is that there was a clot in my upper layer of the brain. So what they did is that they create uh, sort of now what they do is now they create a hole and suck that blood clot, you know, and this is called boxer's disease. People who do boxing know their head usually gets damaged, and they have to undergo this operation because the clotting takes place in their head. This is called boxer's disease. Now a lot of people have, the in the brain, the upper layer also, if it gets damaged, suppose there is a clotting is there and things like that, then they just drill and take out that blood clot. Why this question came in your mind actually?
No, sir. Why? Sir,
Is there someone known to you he went through this kind of thing?
my sister mentioned it randomly one day, like a
Oh,
fact. So I thought, why? What is the theory behind it? So I asked.
I'll say. So now Aryan has any question, or is he gone to sleep?
Going to
Hello?
Aryan,
yes, sir.
so can you share your fifth class science and physics chapter name? You have
Um,
remember? You have remember
yes, sir.
chapter name in physics and chemistry?
Well, in first start, my science chapter, my first science chapter name is
You are not audible. Can you rejoin, Aryan, please?
okay.
Apeksha, can you share physics and chemistry chapter name? You have remember?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Aryan, please continue.
My fifth class chapter first name is seeds. The where all of is written about seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a seed has a seed can have two cotyledons or one cotyledon. With the cotyledon, the seed carries the embryo. The embryo has two limbs. The first one is plumule and the second is radicle. Radicle
Mm-hmm.
is radical. Radical is the so sorry. Radical is the root of radical is the root of the plant and small shoot and the small shoot is plumule. There are there are two types of seeds, dicot and monocot. Seeds like gram and peas have two cotyledons. These seeds are known as dicot seeds. Seeds like rice and wheat have no one cotyledon and are known as monocot seeds. And There are agents of seed dispersal. There is wind, water, animals, and explosions. And the vegetative reproduction, the parts, vegetative reproduction, some plants reproduce from body parts of the parent plant. Some parts of this plant can grow, e- eventually forming a new plant. This is known as vegetative reproduction. From roots, there are carrots and sweet potato. From stem, a rose plant, and a potato is the stem that grows underground and has buds called eyes. From leaves, bryophyllum, and some plants like ferns and mosses grow from s- spores. And crop production, crop production, there are many steps like plowing, sowing, adding fertilizers, irrigation, protection, harvesting, storing, and transportation. Plowing before sowing seeds. First, the soil is prepared. It is loosened over the entire field. Sowing after plowing, good quality and healthy seeds are sown. Adding fertilizers. Seeds require nutrients for proper growth. Nutrient-rich soil increase productivity. Irrigation means watering the plants, and protection means as young sapling starts growing into bigger plants, gazing animals can enter the field and destroy them. Putting a
No,
fence around the
Arian, what are the other chapters? So this is one biology. So that you should read. Biology you should read to understand your body, your environment, and everything. So,
and other
so,
is
so
animals and their lifestyles.
uh, yeah. And
And
what are the other topics you have in your book?
I have a reproduction in plants, animals, and their
Yeah,
lifestyles,
this is
human body.
biology. And what is the topic in chemistry, physics?
It is science. So,
Yeah. Yeah, the
and
biology is one thing you should try to understand because you see we have to understand everything in biology so that we can live longer and will be free from disease.
Biology is only one part of science. You should have
Yes.
several topics. So that's what he is asking. That what are the other topics you study in science class? Like there will be something about chemical or physics or astrophysics. He's asking to list all of them. What are the topics in the science? You said about the biology part, human body part, but what about other parts? What else you have? And same
and
question goes to Apeksha too.
and physical world around us. It is
Hmm.
about states of matter, energy, force, and simple things. And our universe, the moon.
Hmm. So, do you know how the moon was formed? Does it say something about it?
Okay, sir. The moon was formed when a asteroid collided with Earth, and some of the mass flew into space and collected there, which is known as the moon, I think.
Yeah,
And it
you're yes, you're correct. You're correct. So that is how. But how do you know that? I suppose I ask you this question. How do I know that this happened like this? It could be there could be many other ways.
yes, sir.
People got confirmed that this thing happened because when the space rocket went to the moon and collected those uh, those
Sample.
stones, rocks from there and brought them, the composition of moon is very, very similar to the Earth. Very surprising it is. So, and there were many other evidences that said that the moon was produced by this collision. There was a very big asteroid, almost like a planet. They give a name, so that collided with the Earth. So that's how the moon was formed. But how the solar system was formed, does your
I
book
know.
say anything about that?
No, sir. Solar system formed almost 5 billion years ago when our solar system was just a cloud of gases and molecular hydrogen.
Hmm.
That is called a nebula, and maybe a collision from a supernova disturbed it and it starts spinning, and the center of it gets hotter and hotter, and a star born. Its name was Sun, and the other rocks formed the planets, just like Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, etc.
Yeah, yeah. So it is
Small.
some supernova explosion which took place, which then all the mass in this area. So 99% of that mass became sun. That time sun was not there, and with 1% of the remaining mass, and that was not only hydrogen; it was everything. You see, this is
Like
what I told.
hydrogen,
The
helium.
on the
Yes, sir.
earth we have on the earth we have everything. All the elements are there. Most of the elements are there.
Yes, sir. And also, when the Earth was not formed, before the Earth was not formed, 100 million years ago, I have heard that two neutron stars collided, and this is why we have many things on the planet Earth. I have heard from people saying that.
Yeah, no, not million. See, Earth was formed about 4.5 billion years ago.
Yes, sir.
Four and a half billion years. How much is 1 billion? Apeksha? How much is one
Can
billion? Hello, Apeksha. How much is 1 billion? Suppose I give you 1 billion rupees. How many rupees am I giving you? What do you say in Hindi? 1 billion is how much in Hindi? Hello?
Yes, sir. One second, I'm thinking.
Yeah, please think.
You can write it down also on the piece of paper and tell us how many zeros are there.
Right.
that mind you.
Just like, in
I
100, we have
think
two
it's
zero.
100 lakhs.
How many?
100 lakhs.
Are you sure about that?
I'm not
Can,
sure, but I think so.
can you count the zero? Do you know what is a million? You start from like a thousand, go from thousands to million, and then million to billion, and
Yes.
then billion. So how many thousand in a million? Do you know that? Aryan, do you know that? How many thousand in a million?
Sir, 100,000.
100,000 is a what? Million or billion or what?
Sir, a million maybe.
Not maybe. In science, we don't talk about maybe. You have to be sure.
Sir, I think,
Okay.
No, you did not
sir,
say no
I
that the
think that
Earth is
1
4
million
billion
is
years.
equal to thousand.
Which one? 1 million or 1 billion?
1 million. and
So
1,000
how many?
millions make 1 billion.
Yeah, you're correct. You're correct.
Okay.
So there are 6 zeros in a million, and there are 9 zeros in a billion.
Here you go. So what will be the trillion? Can you figure out now, since you know?
A trillion has 12 zeros. Uh, it is
You can do the math just like you did. Like
There's some
it
noise
should be,
coming your side. You will stay in a peaceful area.
yeah, multiply it by 3, right? So 1,000 has 3 0. Million has how many? 6. 3 times 2. So that's how you got it 6 zeros. Billion has 3 times 3, 9 zeros. So what will be in the trillion? Very simple. Think.
sir 1 billion 1,000 maybe.
अच्छा नो आर्यन, 1 मिलियन को हम लोग हिंदी में क्या कहेंगे?
एक अरब बिलियन.
नो
No.
नो, नहीं नहीं, 1 मिलियन को हम लोग क्या कहेंगे हिंदी में?
एक
और 6
सर
जीरो होगा तो उसको क्या कहेंगे?
उसको लिखो वहां पर अपने नोटबुक पर, and then you count what is that and tell us. पहले 1 पर 0 डालो 6, and then you figure it out like 0, 10, 100, 1,000, 100,000, whatever, 1,000. So tell us, उसको हिंदी में कैसे पढ़ते हैं?
So
लाख
1
के बाद
million or 1 billion?
1 मिलियन को हिंदी में कितना कहेंगे?
1 million is equals to 1 million is equals to 10 lakhs.
यस यस, करेक्ट. उसके बाद यदि 7 जीरोज होगा तो क्या कहेंगे?
7 zeros, na?
हम्म,
It means 10 million. 10 million.
नहीं, उसको हिंदी में क्या कहेंगे? नहीं,
व्हाट
हाँ,
लाख के बाद क्या आता है? करोड़, राइट? सो व्हाट ही इज आस्किंग यू, क्या आएगा? उसको बोलो लाख से ऊपर क्या होगा?
After lakh, it comes 10 lakh and then crore, 10 crore.
Okay, so how is the crore?
Arab and so I have a question. What we will
Sure.
say trillion in Indian number system?
That is
हाँ,
exactly वही तो
वही
पूछ
तो
रहा
पूछ
हूँ.
रहे हैं.
You guys should be able to figure out just by zeros how many zeros are there. It should be on your fingertips. जैसे 10 को देख करके बोल सकते हो कि 1 0 के साथ है तो 10 है.
Sir, there are 12 zeros in a trillion.
Okay, so that
And
we know.
15 zeros in a quintillion.
So if it is 12 zeros in a trillion, his question is that convert that into Indian counting system. But before you go to trillion, he would like to know that start with like lakh, 10 lakh, crore, 10 crore, Arab, you go that one, right? So he wants to, he's asking that English system को अपना इंडियन सिस्टम में कन्वर्ट करके बताओ एक ही चीज को. जैसे व्हाट इज 100,000, व्हाट इज 1 मिलियन, व्हाट इज 10 मिलियन, व्हाट इज 1 बिलियन, ऐसे करके बताने के लिए उसका नाम हिंदी में क्या होगा. तो जीरो तो उतना ही रहेगा. यू हैव टू सी द जीरोस and then you have to write both names, American name and Indian name, for that. This is question for both of you, Apeksha as well as for Aryan. You guys have to write it down and then you have to figure it out. We are waiting.
So, sir, can you repeat the question again because there was disturbance?
Sure. Okay, so what we are asking is that, we gave you the American counting system, thousand, 10,000, 100,000, million, uh, billion, and trillion. But Indian counting system has also counterpart of all these numbers. What do we call them? That was the question. I mean, it should be just like, if I ask you, 100 का क्या होता है हिंदी में, तो you can immediately say 100. 1000 का क्या होता है, you can tell me easily 1000, right? What is
Yes.
10,000, you'll say 10,000.
That's right.
So, right? So like that, you keep going up in the zeros, and then you should remember both names, American name and Indian name in counting. और उसको एक ट्रिलियन तक ले जाओ. So, okay, that's the question. So write it
Okay.
down on a piece of paper, and then uh, you know it. You just have to understand, comprehend the, you are converting in your head one system to another system. As a scientist, you'll have to do a lot, and especially if you want to become astrophysicist or even the microbiologist, you have to learn how to play with millions and billions. You know, like when you go to get the blood test done, do you know they say part per million there in the different things in the liquid analysis. When they do, they will say, uh, in all, when there is different elements, and they will say, how many parts per million, per billion. Okay, ppm, ppb, these are the units there. So we have to understand what is it. Even any take impurities you take, like, even the material science, we always do that. If we want to analyze something, we send it to the lab, and say, for example, you have a silver, but silver doesn't have 100% silver. It has some other impurities too. Gold, same thing. So then we want to know that what it is. So we send it to the lab, and then they will analyze it, and they will give you the result in part per billion, part per million, different elements, all the elements which Malikji was talking the other day: platinum, gold, silver, nickel, iron, everything will be there. There is not a single element which is 100%. It's very difficult to get 100% pure element metals. So we need to understand what is million and billion. Same thing in the physics. You have to learn. When we were students, we learned angstrom uh, unit. How many angstrom? Now, when it is the smaller than angstrom, we use.
It is also in my book and strong. It is a unit of distance, right?
Yes, but it is division of one. Let's call it 1 millimeter. So you will have to learn how to do the million and billion. Then only you can explain to somebody that, say that I want to understand what is one angstrom, in a simple layman words. If you have to explain to us, how do you explain that one? So you will say that it is a thousandth part of 1 millimeter, or 100,000, or 1 million, or 1 billion part of 1 millimeter, or something like that. So that's why it's very important to have up to trillion concept very clear. What is trillion? One to trillion. You imagine if you have a trillion toys, Aryan. How would you enjoy it? And where you are going to keep them if you have 1 trillion toys?
The house will collapse.
Hmm. Okay,
Because
before we leave today, I have a question for Aryan and Apeksha. Hello, Aryan, are you listening or you're sleeping?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm not.
Apeksha, you, so,
Tomorrow is his holy day, so he is totally enjoy, sir.
oh, I see.
Yes,
So,
sir.
you know, about 600 years back, people thought that Earth is flat. No, so
Yes.
people used to go from Portugal, you know, they built big ships. And they thought that if they keep on going, then they will reach the end where, you know, the earth will end and they will fall down, you know. So they used to travel, and but it never came to the end. Then somehow, by some reasoning, people came to learn that earth is round. But you explain to me why you think, how do you know that earth is round? Who will take this
Yes.
question, Apeksha or Aryan?
You guys have to
Sir.
prove to us. We
Yeah,
are
prove
saying
to
that
us that
Earth is
earth is
flat.
round.
Yeah. So here is the argument. This is how you do the debate. One
Yes,
side, me and Malikji, we are saying that the Earth is flat. And
yes.
now you two young scientists, we are the old scientists, and you guys are the young scientists. So you are telling us that Earth is round. So now you have to come up with your argument, how to prove it.
Okay.
If you guys need to discuss with each other, you can exchange your phone number also, Aryan and Apeksha, so that you can discuss among yourself and
Yeah.
present your case. Just like, you see the lawyers present their case, scientists also present their case in publications
Oh,
and conferences. So,
So we can have the Apeksha. Can you tell why? How do you know Earth is round? Just because your teacher told you and it's written in the book, then you accepted it, is it? I'm telling you it's flat. What you say? Is it round or flat?
Sir, I think it is in the spherical shape.
Yeah. Why? How do you know that? You have seen it. It is spherical.
No, but
Then how do you know
as
that?
we know, as we know that the when lunar eclipse takes place,
Mm-hmm.
the only shape that casts a round shadow, no matter which direction it is pointed, is a sphere. And the ancient Greeks deduct, deducts that this must mean Earth is spherical. Am I right?
No, sorry, it was not clear to me. You said that lunar eclipse takes place. So how do you know that it is because of round? Where does the round thing come in that?
So, when lunar eclipse takes place, like as we read that Earth comes between the moon and the sun,
Right.
and moon is round. We know that. So
No, no.
it
Yeah, moon is round because we have seen it. It is round. But
yes.
yeah. So
So when the shadow falls on it, it cover whole
area.
mhm.
it covers whole of the moon, whole area of the moon.
Oh,
Yes.
whole area. Sometimes it doesn't cover the whole area, only partial, sometimes full. So how do I know that? I say that I don't agree to that. Are there other reasons?
I don't know the reasons.
But then why did you accept it in the school? If your teacher told you Earth is round, you should have asked the teacher that how do you know that it is round? Well, I see near my house everything is flat, isn't it? Do you see that the roundness is there in the on the Earth?
sir, because gravity pulls everything in.
Yes. Who is answering this one? Aryan, is it?
Yes, sir.
So you now say what you're saying.
Um, because we does
Hmm.
not float That means gravity exists and gravity is pull in. So that it means the earth is round.
No, gravity. See, gravity can be between, suppose I am standing near you, I will exert gravitational force on you. You will exert gravitational force on me. Does that
Yes, sir.
mean that I am round and you are round? Is it?
No, sir.
Yeah, anywhere,
But
wherever there is mass, there will be gravitational force. The shape could be spherical, rectangular, cube, anything. So
no,
gravitational, wherever
sir.
mass is there, it will force will be there. So that doesn't make it. Suppose I am a see. I can calculate how much gravitational force I am putting on you. Does that make you round? Are you round?
No, sir.
Then
But that's our frame of reference to the
no,
earth.
no. How do you know that Earth is round? Who
Sir,
told you? Hmm?
because many books have written it.
No. So that is what is the problem, no? Say 600 years back, they used to think that Earth is flat. So there is someone who came up and said, no, no, Earth is not flat. So there must be some reasons behind it, no? Of course, one answer is there, no, that when you see the Earth from space, rocket, you find already you are able to see the pictures. That is one argument. But that is we know now. पहले क्या हुआ पहले लोग कैसे समझे कि अर्थ इज राउंड
Hmm. Hello?
So I think we are now reaching the end. So I would expect both of you and you collect your friends next time on Thursday. Bring some more friends and we'll discuss this question. And Apeksha has to discuss why it is hot in summer. You have to come with the answer. You ask your teacher, you ask your father, mother, everyone.
Okay,
And
sir. Sir, I have
sir,
another question. Can I ask?
Sure, sure.
Sir, since I was a kid, I used to think about how far can a telescope see. I watched cartoons and saw the characters use telescopes to see the outer space.
Yes. So how far they can, you'll be surprised. That depends on telescopes. So, they just collect the light which comes from different galaxies, stars, and all that. And they
Yes.
come from very long distances. Now, the normal telescopes which we have on the Earth, so they can see, let us say, suppose like 1 to 2 billion light years away. Now, this James Webb, the latest telescope which we have put in the space, and we have a Hubble telescope also. They can see all the way up till 10 billion light years,
Sir,
even
how
more
much is
than that.
light year?
1 light year is the distance, it is a major unit of distance which a light travels in 1 year. So in 1 second, it travels 1,86,000 miles per hour per second, or 3 lakh kilometers per second. So in 1 year, how much it will travel? That is this is the unit of distance. Light year is a unit of distance. So 1 light year is the distance which the light travels in 1 year. It's a huge distance. You can calculate it on your notebook and figure it out, because in 1 second it is 3 lakh kilometers per second.
Do you guys know how much time it takes to travel rays from sun to earth?
1 minute, sir. Sun to earth.
How much did you
It
say?
takes 8 minutes
Eight.
and 3 seconds to travel.
Okay.
Yeah.
So So now you can imagine, you can comprehend now. This is how you deduct it. Like in your brain, you have to think that, oh, so distance from sun to earth is 8 minutes. So now if you convert that into light year, uh, imagine how big will be the light year. We're talking from here to sun is how much? Only 8 minutes, not even an hour
So can
distance.
you repeat it once again?
Okay, so what I was saying is that to kind of judge the distance, what how big is the distance in a light year,
मैं ज्वाइन
you
कर लो.
can you can comprehend it from this distance, that in 8 minutes sunlight is coming on to planet Earth. Only it takes 8 minutes to come. So 8 minutes is if you think that, you know, that if it is 8 minutes, imagine how big is the one light year. In one light year, how many how many distance will be, how many times larger. So how far away you can go from sun, you have to imagine how many, multiply the distance between earth and sun so many times, then you will come up with the distance, how much one can travel in one light year. So it it's kind of deduction I wanted you guys to think in your head, that is far far away, but you can kind of get the idea. Like, somebody says to you that, okay, hey, how far away is Patna from the Darbhanga? And you say that it takes 4 hours to go there. You have understanding in your brain that how much you travel in 1 hour, then you kind of communicate and other person gets it. Oh, same way I'm trying to explain that you get the idea about distance between planet earth and sun, and then you can imagine how far away is one light year.
So in next science class or tomorrow, I will find out the answer and say in front of all of you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how many, yeah, you guys have quite a few questions, right? Aryan is gone. Yeah, yeah,
But
that is
I
how you
have
learn
find out
science.
how I
Yeah.
have asked to my mother that how much 1 trillion is in Indian number system. She said me 1 lakh crore, and 10 trillions or 1 trillion is called meal in Hindi.
Okay. All right. So, and what is the your other source? Then mom and dad is your computer. You can always take help from your computer. Nowadays, computer is the best guru, better than your father and mother. So don't forget to take help from computer guru.
Also in Google, sir.
Yeah, Google Baba.
Yes.
Yeah. And Apeksha, you should ask your mother that how many whistles she did
Yeah,
for dal cooking, how many whistles she uses.
yeah, that will be a good question for her. But
Yeah, and you can then help her how to understand things.
Yes, sir. I will ask her.
Yeah.
What do you want to
oh,
ask?
So
okay,
next
any
birthday, what you do is that bring more of your friends to this, and we can discuss some other science topic. But you should raise questions about the things around you which you don't understand, something in the class which you don't understand, and we'll take up those questions.
Yes, sir.
Next time, I will also talk to you about Earth, very interesting Earth, what this Earth is. So, Pankaj is it time to? It's 10 o'clock.
Yes.
Our children will go to sleep.
Yes, yes, sir.
I already slept.
yeah, I
Thank you,
think
sir.
anybody
Actually,
else has anything to add?
yes. I need. I want to talk with Malik, sir. Sir.
Yeah, sure.
Sir, actually, Aryan also just completed an international talent Olympiad in fifth grade, but he right now in fourth previously.
Haha.
So international science Olympiad and international math Olympiad also. He's
Yeah,
cracked
yeah.
round one and round two also, sir. So
Good. Now, yeah, he's quite promising. So, but this is the age for him, when you can inculcate in him how to miss why and how of everything.
yes,
Suppose
sir.
yeah. Otherwise, what happens is that children, if they don't understand things, they start, रट लेते हैं उसको.
Yes, sir. He's
तो
mugging.
यही एज है कि they should, develop this habit of asking questions, why it happens, how it happens, and then I'm sure he's very promising, very very promising.
Yes.
In fact, one of the most promising child I have met in my life. Is very promising.
So thank you so much. And you can also say that I have suggested some books for Aryan. So if you message Pankaj sir, then I will.
Yeah, I'll send him right now. Yeah, right now, whatever he is learning, whatever books you have given, what he was telling me, so they are quite good books to start with, but
Yes.
inculcate in him the habit of, why and how, and don't discourage him. If he asks a question,
Always I have.
suppose, suppose I don't know, I will say that I don't know, please consult your computer, please consult a book or something like that. Or if I know, then I will answer the question, so that his inquisitiveness is there in his head all the time.
Yes,
That's very important.
yes, sir. But he is much interested about the science subjects in solar system and planets. Also, he is always
Yeah,
read.
but our education system is this, that see, until BSc, the demarcation does not take place. Only after BSc you can do specialize in astrophysics.
Yes,
Till
but
BSc, it is just physics being taught to you, and that has everything,
yes,
a little bit of everything.
Yes,
So
Naveen.
after BSc, then he goes for a astrophysics course. In our times, there were no astrophysics course in India except Osmania University way back in 80s.
one
Most
of
of
the sir, one of the notification received from ISRO, sir. Actually, he take the some exams from after seventh for junior science.
हम्म,
After seventh, किशोर साइंटिस्ट करके सर एक नोटिफिकेशन आए थे मेरे को
हाँ
प्रीवियसली.
हाँ. नहीं तो
तो
उसमें उसको कहिए, उसको ये करेगा वो जो कोर्स वगैरह जो इंटरेस्ट है.
जी
बट
जी
कई बार क्या होता है ना, बहुत एडवांस चीज आप बच्चे को कहने लगेंगे ना, तो
नहीं कर.
समझते नहीं है. तो उनके दिमाग में ये डर बैठ जाता है कि ये तो गड़बड़ चीज है, ये हमसे नहीं होगा, एंड दे लूज इंटरेस्ट इन साइंस. आई हैव सीन मेनी स्टूडेंट्स लाइक दैट.
बट
So
सर जो
everything, yes.
जो लेकिन सर इसने अभी जैसे इंटरनेशनल टैलेंट ओलंपियाड में खुद से सारा कुछ भरा और खुद से ही मैंने प्रिपरेशन किया. कुछ ऐसा नहीं है कि जो इन्होंने पढ़ा था उसी से दिया और दोनों राउंड क्रैक कर दिया इसने सर. तो
Very
बहुत
good, very good, very good.
अच्छे मतलब उसके जो साथ में थे वो लोग मैंने फर्स्ट राउंड ही नहीं करेक्ट कर पाए थे. इसने सेकंड राउंड भी कर दिया
So
था.
Naveen ji,
Good.
I have a question. In Aryan class, what's his roll number?
फिफ्थ रोल नंबर.
Fifth.
यस.
And how many students in his class?
आई थिंक सेक्शंस वाइज रहते हैं सर. अब पता नहीं कितने सेक्शंस हैं इनके स्कूल में.
No, for
32 student in a one section. 32 स्टूडेंट रहते हैं. जैसे येलो है, ब्लू है, ग्रीन है, काफी सारे सेक्शन है.
so I think try to told him number one position. It will be also good.
But
For,
actually he
for
knows,
all subjects means you understand all subjects.
but he got the full marks in the math and science also. But actually सर थोड़ा हिंदी और पंजाबी लिखने में इसका गड़बड़ हो जाता है मात्रा आकार का, तो वो कट जाता है इसके नंबर. But he is always near to 90%, 95% in the all subjects sir. बाकी वो हिंदी मैंने कभी ऐसा नहीं बोला बट जानता है ही स्पीक एंड ही नो about his subjects. Even and astrophysics not in his school's study, but his self preparations like YouTube and books also. He know very well about the how to actually he just read out some books how to journey to other planets and life comes from life. वो अभी जस्ट पढ़ रहा है उसको तो टेलीपैथी के बारे में बताता है मेरे को कैसे करना है कैसे बैठना है मतलब मैं भी थोड़ा इंस्पायर होते रहता हूँ उससे पढ़ता है तो मैं क्वेश्चन करते रहता हूँ
Yes, I have doubt only one thing. They need to read out all subjects.
हाँ
Yes,
हाँ
Naveen ji. Otherwise, they think only astrophysics. Astrophysics. He is only fourth and fifth standard.
मैथ
So,
साइंस तो करता ही है मैथ और
yes,
साइंस तो
Chaturanan sir.
जी सर
Yeah, he must. You see, he's at his age in class 5. He must take interest in most of the subjects, so that his base becomes quite good.
यस
And astrophysics means that thing comes after BSc. So till BSc, but he can keep on showing his interest in astrophysics, but he must also learn a little bit of chemistry, biology, and mathematics and things like that. Particularly, he has to become very strong in mathematics because astrophysics needs very huge understanding of mathematics.
As like in any house, Naveen ji, 4 pillar needed. Yes, one pillar can't survive. So till BSc means, as per my view, yes,
अभी तो बच्चा है धीरे धीरे कर रहा है ही इज डूइंग वेल अकॉर्डिंग टू मी
Yeah,
and
very nice.
and sir
Yeah.
Malik sir, you can also suggest some book then I have to purchase then give it and he is also actually I have a little bit quite knowledge about him. He is also actually asking the questions about the planet and other things also. For me also, he is also put the question for me. कि पापा ये कैसे होता है बताओ मेरे को मैं भी करता हूँ
Yeah, encourage him to ask questions. But the important point is that he must understand them.
yes yes
Whatever he knows, he understands them as much as possible. That's it.
तो
No, but
नेक्स्ट
did you say telepathy?
ये सर वो एक बुक्स अभी पढ़ रहा है सर इजी जर्नी टू अदर प्लैनेट्स कुछ ध्यान लगाते
Or
हैं
no. No, what is telepathy? What book is that?
easy journey to other planets and life comes from life sir
No, is it a scientific book or is it a non-scientific book?
साइंटिफिक बुक सर इन आध्यात्मिक वाला है जिसमें सर वो ये लिखे हुए हैं क्या नाम है नाम तो मैं अभी जस्ट फॉरगेट हो गया सर ही इज फ्रॉम बंगाल वो सर हरे कृष्णा हरे राम नहीं है सर जो
Mhm.
प्रभु पदा जी बोलते हैं उनको सर उनका बुक
पर इसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि टेलीपैथी जो है ना स्टिल नॉट प्रूवन all the experiments done to prove telepathy have failed till date so and he doesn't follow any laws of physics it is so so now the problem will arise suppose he starts believing in telepathy which will have things which is against physical laws then he will get confused thoroughly and then he will have a problem
यस
अब देखिएगा गांव सब में जो होता है ना कि बच्चे लोग जब भूत में विश्वास करने लगते हैं ना तो उनको डिफिकल्टी होता है साइंस पढ़ने में काफी डिफिकल्टी होता है क्योंकि इनके दिमाग में जो बैठ जाता है कि भूत है,
जी सर।
तो which doesn't exist, there is no proof yet. But then the problem arises, he is not able to, a lot of problems. यूएसए में तो इस सबको थोड़ा चल रहा है अभी कि कैसे बच्चे सबको साइंटिफिक एटीट्यूड में ये किया जाए, पर लेट अस सी।
यस, वो जो है
नो,
सर।
आप वो देख लीजिए वो टेलीपैथी वाला किताब, इज इट बेस्ड ऑन साइंस और इज इट ए व्हाट वी कॉल, because if it is something other than science, he'll have difficulty in understanding it. And in any case, until it is proved, let's not expose our children to such things.
Actually, I have linked some colleagues. Actually, वो सर भक्ति भक्ति वेदांता स्वामी प्रभुपदा जी हैं, वो भी
हाँ
साइंस
हाँ,
के।
जो कलकत्ता के मायापुर के जो हैं, राइट।
जी जी, तो वो भी
हाँ,
काफी साइंस के बारे में लिखे हैं सर, तो मैंने उनके एक दो बुक थोड़ा सा मैंने सोचा कि चलो ठीक है पढ़ लेगा, तो मैंने ऑर्डर किया था।
अरे
नहीं, उसको पहले आप ही खुद पढ़ लीजिए उसको,
जी जी
उसमें जब जो जो ठीक लगे उस बच्चे को एक्सपोज कीजिए।
जी जी।
I think Malik ji, what would be best if you could recommend books for say we have Aryan is what in the middle school, so is Apeksha, right?
In
So
class
these are
5.
middle school. Yeah, so they are middle school students, right?
Right.
So let's give them some list of scientific books which they should be reading to base their to make their fundamental strong. How about that? Give us the list, and then I'll get those books for Apeksha, and Pinji can get it for Aryans.
Yeah, let me try to collect few books at
Yeah,
that
yeah,
level. Yes, yes.
yeah. That will be more helpful because they, like you said, that they should not diverge their attention to too many things and then get lost into that process. Because at the end of the day, we have limited resources in our brain power. And if
Yeah.
yeah, that's what happened. Jack of all trades, master of none. That doesn't work very well for science. So um, they have to stay focused uh, on learning science. And then it's because the problem with religion and science is that science first demands proof, and religion begins with belief that you have to believe in it, that God is there. So we have a fundamental difference in approach. we can we can we can never convince each other because who can give us the proof of that God exists? So that's why when we wear the scientific hat, then we analyze things very differently than those people of religion. And that's the brain we want these kids to have, the scientific analysis. They should not confuse, sometimes believe it, type of thing. 2 plus 2 is always 4. It cannot be 5 or maybe 7. That's what we have to teach them, that they should challenge it. If 2 plus 2 is not 4, then show me why it is so. Okay, so I think then we pretty. Hey, what is the holiday tomorrow? I heard that there is a holiday tomorrow. It's good to
यहाँ
India.
पर अम्बेडकर जयंती का छुट्टी है।
सर अम्बेडकर जयंती है कल सर।
Okay, and I heard that in Mithila region we are celebrating what is called Chur Shital. What is that? When is that Chur Shital? Is it also tomorrow? Anybody knows? Okay, because I saw something that there is a Chur Shital. I know that I used to play.
Yes, sir. Jur Sital Satwani during a small mango.
Is it tomorrow?
Yes, टुमारो इज
confirm.
बैसाखी सर, ओह बैसाखी, ओहो। हम लोग यहाँ
Uh,
पतवानी मनाते हैं गांव में ना सर, और
yeah,
यहाँ
yeah,
पे जो पंजाब में बैसाखी मनाते हैं।
yeah. So Baisakhi, isn't the Baisakhi when Gautam Buddha was born on that day and he got the Nirvana also on the same day?
No, sir. Baisakhi means it's a Punjabi festival.
No, but eh, I mean, it is not only Punjabi because that day many things happen, including the birthday of
Yes, yes,
Ambedkar. After all, we have days limited only 365.
yes, yes.
So, so right now, what is happening in India? Every day is being taken by politicians, and all the cultural aspect is dying very soon. Durga Puja 9 days will be celebrated on like uh, what is called Lalu Prasad Nine Daughters Day. So Durga.
अच्छा, no, Amarnath ji, there is one question. In Bengal, 15th, day after tomorrow, is the Poila Boishak. Here we call it. We are going to have celebration in our complex. Lot of celebrations will be there, and we have just on the same day we have Jur Sital in Mithila. Now,
Yes.
my question
No,
is, when I ask in Mithila people, for Bengalis, this 15th, day after tomorrow, is the first day of the year. It is the New Year's
exactly the.
Day. Yeah.
So that's right.
Is it the same thing for Mithila also? Does
Yes,
anyone
it
know?
is.
Is
Yes, it
it the
is.
first day of the year?
That's correct.
So
In
someone told me our in Mithila, the first day of the year, New Year's Day, is in Chaitra. Is it true?
no, the Chaitra, not Chaitra. That is, I think Jurshita is our beginning year, as far as I understand. But that's what I wanted to see Pathakji. He is not here today. We'll
Yeah.
ask him when he comes on Sunday. Uh, but Jurshita Day, I think we have to find it out. But basically, we change our flags, our Sanatan Dharma flag in the Angan near the Tulsi Chora. So I remember that being done on the flag change on this day. Every year we change the flag, and of course we. Yes. So basically, there are so many things happen on because I think this is a triple day for Buddhist people because Gautam Buddha was born on Baisakhi day and he got Nirvana also on the same day, and he also Mahanirvan he also got on the same day. And then, of
Yeah.
course, Sikhs have many other things to associated with this day. And I think in Bengal and Bihar, it is New Year, but verify it because
And,
we follow.
and one surprising thing, and when I asked Patania people, they said, no, 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 but this first of Vaishak is not our New Year's Day. They have
That's
some other
true.
New Year's Day. That is, now
Yeah.
I
So
don't know which is the New Year's Day for Mithila
no.
people.
So Mithila is we follow the Lakshmana Sambat. Our Sambat is Lakshman Sen. When he was the king of Bengal, Gaurapada or something, he had owned the Mithila. He has snatched Mithila from Kanaujiya people. Okay, so before that it was so Sen and Paul they have ruled Mithila for a while. So during the Sen dynasty, Lakshman Sen, that Sambat and the Mithlakshar Tirhuta, we call it. You have many books in your family of Tirhuta handwriting. So
Hmm.
Banglakshar traveled to Mithila in during the Bengali rule, and then the elite of Mithila, they adopted that script, and they had to give that name, so they gave that name Tirhuta. So I think Lakshmana Sambat we call it. But we need to do a little bit more. I think Pathakji would be a right person to explain to us a little
No,
bit on this.
and you'll be surprised. The Calcutta University linguist, famous linguist, Suniti Chattopadhyay, he says the reverse thing. He says Bengalis adopted the modified form of Tirhuta. He says that. Suniti
Okay.
Chattopadhyay is quite a very known person in Bengal
Yes, yes,
culture.
yes. Yeah, yeah. I know.
So,
I mean, but I have little question about that one. The reason I'm saying is that Tirhut was always very strong in Sanskrit. If you take the
hmm.
whole eastern region of India, uh, basically after Banaras, the Tirhut was the center of the Sanskrit learning. And
Hmm.
Sanskrit learning, always Devanagari has been the script all over the country, which came from Brahmi. So I mean, we can. I have history of Maithili literature by Dr. Jackant Mishra. I'll have to read a little bit on that one. He probably can has explained that one, so we can find it out. But
What
I
we
doubt
can
it.
do is, suppose we know which is the Happy New Year for Mithila region, we can start celebrating that every year.
We
Like say
should.
now,
That's what.
you see today I have received more than 15 Happy New Years from my Bengali friends.
Yeah. So I think it is. It is.
Tomorrow I'll be receiving some more, so I have
Yeah.
to celebrate Happy New Year on 1st January. I have to celebrate it on Poila Boishak.
Yeah. So I think we should figure it out. If anybody can figure it out by calling some Mithila Pandit, that will be great. Any of
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have any connection?
पाठक कल पाठक जी से पूछते हैं कि which is the new year for Mithila people.
Yes. I think I suspect this one is. I suspect this
Ah,
one is, but I'm
I
not
also
100%
suspect
sure. Yeah. Okay.
because Jur Shital is, I remember, I think in childhood we used to do that. No, kusti hota tha. Do you remember?
Kusti. Yes, Kusti, and then plus I used to go and play the पानी का जो पंप बना के खेलते थे in your
पानी
in
और मिट्टी से खेलते थे लोग.
yeah, I used to go to your talab because your talab was very clean in those days when I was little teenager. So basically, kuch phucha phuchi or something, that was the word. I forget the real word.
And second thing, sir, our old ladies came in early morning time when we slept, and they some water
हाँ हाँ.
Yeah,
in our head also
exactly.
during
And
during
Yes.
sleeping
I think the
during
dal
sleeping time.
puri, the food is dal puri on this day. Is that correct or not? Dal puri is the day. This is the dal puri in Mithila region. If I remember, you used to eat
And
dal
Jur
puri.
Sital, and second thing is in night made food we need to eat in early means next day.
Yes, yes.
ओहो अच्छा.
That's
Basya
why
bhat,
yes, one day
body
for
bhat.
kitchen is
Basya
I
bhat
like
and
lock.
body.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, sir.
body and basya bhat, right?
Yes,
That's what
yes,
they
yes,
used to call it.
yes, sir.
So a lot of memories are coming back. But I remember dal puri also on that day. If
Okay.
if my memory is correct.
This is the
Oh,
traditional food, sir.
Oh,
Dal puri.
yeah. All right. Okay, so let's ask
okay.
Pathak tomorrow when he
Yes,
comes.
yes, sir.
Hopefully, he will come.
So, Malik sir, you have joined on Sunday also, sir? Yeah, only Thursday is science class.
Yeah, no, Sunday I will try to come, but Thursday is fixed. I am free on this day. Yeah, today also I had meeting up till 8:15, so I said I closed the meeting and I came to this.
Oh,
So
nice.
Thursday I will certainly come. But I want more young people, school and college, young college people from college, to join this so that we can discuss science and things like that. Let us see, it will grow gradually, I think. Amarnath is trying quite hard
Yes,
to bring young people to this forum.
yes.
Definitely, sir. I have shared some group. Sir. Join the class.
Okay, okay, then I think,
Yes,
We
sir.
need
Now,
to grow this night, Thursday night. Like we should have
yes,
the college students, high school students, middle school students. I mean, I don't know how can we popularize this, but we should keep uh,
Actually,
Start.
one reason behind that, actually now our India actually IPL match is going on. So some people are watch the IPL this time. So maybe he is unable to join the classes and others also, sir.
Oh,
IPL is going on in India, sir.
so
Maybe
that is up till when this IPL matches?
7:30 started and 11 o'clock until 11 o'clock, sir. According to sir,
I think till 15th May it will finish,
Acha,
or June,
okay.
or June month. Naveen ji, you have idea?
no, sir. I know. Actually, I have not watched the IPL match.
Till 15th May, I think.
Maybe some people
No
are
issue,
not.
sir. I will try, sir, to connect with the high school teacher also. They will
Yeah.
manage.
Acha, now,
That,
Pankaj, why did you ask Sunday thing? On Sunday, you want to have some special meeting topic?
No, sir. It's only Pathak sir will also join, and we will. Till now, we discussed regarding our dharma gyan something.
Okay, I think maybe then I will.
No, sir. But
Yeah,
it's a kids. Science
I'll
is
try to
kids.
come on Sunday.
Yes, yes, sir. So I like 8:30 to 9:30 will for science and kids, and after that we will discuss some time also for dharma gyan.
You can send him a message that on Sunday he should tell us that what is the New Year's Day for Maithils.
Sure, sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Okay, okay then.
Okay.
And
Okay, bye
also,
to
sir,
everyone.
once again,
okay.
I request you, sir, kindly, sir, saying some name of books. Then I have
Yeah,
purchased.
yeah, I'll tell.
Ji, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Oh,
And
Okay. Good night,
so nice
everybody.
of you, sir. You have
good.
joined the classes and teachers have
Okay,
remembered.
good night. Good night.
Good night, sir. Good night, sir.